Oh. I get some information. This I want to announce that there will be a meeting in English in Amsterdam in May. So that will be 2021 of May. And so you're very welcome to meet us in person. That would be nice. And there's also announcing the residential. We have been this week in Terschelling. That's an island in the north of Holland, and I will give their residential in September 25 till 29. You can find it on the website. And again, I thought it's such a beautiful place. It's surrounded by the woods, in the woods. It's in the woods. If you look out the window, you see the trees, and it's 2 kilometers maybe towards the sea, so you can go to the beach. It will be wonderful there with everybody of us. So there's still some places. Okay. And this is the meeting about non-duality. Non-duality is not two. Not two. And we're not used to not two. We are always thinking and doing and moving around, being busy with two, with right and wrong, with time before and after. So there are consequences about what's going on. There's also above and below. There's two. There seems to be two. And there seems to be also a development. And when there's separation, there suddenly seems to be something missing. There can be a feeling of there's something gone wrong, or I'm not good enough, or there's something not right. So that feeling of that, and but that it's not right yet, or I'm not good enough, or that is in the years. This is just a story. It's in the years. It's being embodied. So there's separation is so embodied, and there's also always a feeling of dissatisfaction or not really satisfied, or trying to find what seems to be lost or not yet there, and there seems to be a reason, and that's maybe in the past about what happened in the past. There's always something about there's something before, and maybe I can do something about it, because when there's someone in separation, there seems to be suddenly also someone who has free will and choice. And that's very convincing. That's so normal in the person, in just the world of me, that there seems to be choice and free will. And there's something wrong. There's something not feeling right. And there's also a feeling of it should be only happiness or only freedom or relaxation or things like that. So when there's feeling anger or stress, that's feeling that gives a sense of that's bad. And then I have to trying to change that or to solve that, or now whatever that thinking is about. There's only one. There's no person. There's no individual. There's nothing inside. There's just one. There's no two. There's not me and the body. There's just body. That's it. There's no one inside. And it's not only here. There's only nothing happening. And there seems an appearance of all things like bodies and tables. And there seems to be me as an individual, making his life, her life, trying to deal with everything that feels that it's happening to you. That seems to be a whole world or other persons. So there's going on a survival system, me on top of that survival system, trying to deal with things that go on and happen to you. That's the belief, the embodied belief of me, of an individual. And then there's hearing this message, and it's completely out of the story. It has nothing to do with the story. And they're saying there's no one, there's nothing happening. And it's what seems to be there. It's an appearance. It's an appearance of bodies and treats. It's going nowhere. It is. Life is. It's going nowhere. It doesn't have any meaning or purpose. It's nothing about right and wrong. There's only one. So there's no right or wrong. There are no opposites. It's just what is. And it's very simple. It's very ordinary without any beliefs or concepts. It's just what is. Has nothing to do with something special or important. Nothing is important. Nothing is more important than anything else. It's what is. And some people are into trying to believe or trying to understand what this message is about. This is not a message. This is not something you can understand. This is just a describing of that is what is. You can't there, you can't grasp it. There's nothing to grasp here. There's nothing to do something with that. There's not seeing anyone. So there's just one in the sense of there's only one, but there's no individual. There's no individual. There's also no Roes or other individuals. There's that face and there's talking, a sound. That's it. It's very literally childlikeness. When there's no one, there's also no relations. No relations with money, no relations with other persons. There's just what apparently is happening to no one. It's energy, thoughting, irritation, table, bodies. And it's already complete as it is. Not a complete as what we think that's complete or perfect or just flowing, everything is flowing, or I'm finally saying everything that comes up. Something it's has nothing to do with that. It's already what is happening is already complete. That's life. It's everything. It's everything. So there can't be anything that's not complete. It's already everything. So it's complete as it is. It can be very tiny and ordinary. Cannot be found also. There's nothing lost. It seems when there's separation, there seems there's something lost. I don't get it, or what is it, or ask questions like that. Those thoughts are it. It's just that thought without any meaning or purpose or whatever. It's that thought, that's it. Or moving a hand already, that is it, where we're talking about. Not something special or an insight. It's not about insight. This is not about seeing it or understanding it or knowing suddenly there's no me. It has nothing to do with that. Then it's seen that it seems that it can be found some way. It cannot be found because there's nothing lost. It's already what is. It's already that. So we can talk about that. Or maybe there are questions. There can be any question. It doesn't matter what question it is. There are no silly questions. Every question is it, of course. So if you want to say something or ask or share, you can unmute yourself and then let's see. There's a chat. It was a little bit boring today. Oh, okay. Okay.
Hi, Rose. Can you hear me?
Oh, it's you say there's somebody saying something?
Yeah, I said, can you
Oh,
hear me?
oh, now I can hear you. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. Um, I think it wasn't boring. Um, but I was wondering this week about in what is, why does it seem that the negative emotions are like 70% of the experience? When I'm alone in the woods, it's so easy to feel a certain way, and then proximity to other apparent people seems to create this negativity that I can't help but you know feel and resonate with, and I just it doesn't matter. I understand that, but I don't. I was wondering why.
The, no, there are no. Wow, there's an echoing. Oh my God. Oh, now it's left. Um, there are no negative emotions. They're just feelings or emotions. There's nothing negative or positive. There's nothing positive also. It's not negative. It can be a feeling. But when there's a looking at a feeling, there can be like, oh, this is nice, this is not nice. So how can I do it? Or dealing with it, something like that. It's just a feeling, and it's not your feeling. It's just happening somewhere. And that can be like that, or I don't know, whatever. Still can happen. It happens here. Not here, but it happens in space. So it's just what's happening, apparently. Emotions, woods, or a couch. And we are looking at it, and that's that separation. From separation, there's a looking towards what is happening here and trying to think about it and thinking, well, oh, what is there going on and how can I do something and what is this? This is a lot of times there's a negative emotion. That's the abstract mind of people that can abstract. And then that's happening in that dualistic world. And then there's hearing this message, and it's not about nothing matters. It's about there's nothing positive or negative. There's no dividing. It's just what's happening. There can be a feeling, then that's it. Or an emotion, and if it's felt full or a bit, That doesn't matter. It's not. There's no one, so it's not happening to someone. It's somewhere. It's energy in space. The body is also not real, so the body is an appearance. So it's not happening in the body what we normally think. And I'm in that body too, so it's happening to me and all that. That's a construct of me and really deep embodied belief about how that works. And it's energy. So there's a feeling, and then suddenly see a hand moving, or a hand. That's it. That simple is it. Nothing about positive, negative, right, wrong. That's only in the story. And this me is the story. Me is always busy with, oh, is this right? Oh, what can I do? Oh, why? Why is this? All that. That's it's a complicated world also, trying to figure out how to do it and all that. It's very simple. There's no one. It's not happening to anyone. It's what happens apparently in space. That's it. Changes, then there's hand, there's something else. It's not seen, it's what's happening.
Yeah, thank you.
Hmm.
Hello, Rose.
Hello.
Hello. I have, I know it's difficult. We can't understand uh, when there's a me, but it's difficult for me to understand if something is broken,
Hmm.
like a part of the body, or one of the tree, one of my tree has a disease. Um, tomorrow, the next moment is still broken. So it seems always the same state during time. Um, it's not the tree will be cut by the town, so it's the disease don't disappear. So it's not always new. If I see it, so is it because I see it through time uh, and I don't feel it apparent energy? Uh, is it because I fix it? Or the reality is fixed. The tree tomorrow won't will not be different.
Hmm.
Or the body is broken. It will be the same, or perhaps there's miracle. I don't know. The energy is the energy change suddenly, and it could be totally different next. Do you understand my question?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay.
When there's seeing that, when there's separation and seeing everything is solid, and
Yeah.
then there's time and all that, and that's embodied. So there's looking. Yeah, you could say it's a bit colored. Looking, it's colored by that relief that everything is time and solid, and tomorrow is there again, and I have proof because it's still there. Like my leg is broken, and it's still see it. It's still the same. I can make a photo of it or
Yeah.
whatever. All that. It's it's that's why it's not about understanding, because it's not a logic story that I can prove or say no, it's not like that. I can show you what is new or why. Or it's not about why. It's that belief is so strong, then it's seen like it's always there. It's the whole time there. That's so embodied belief that it's the experience and the seeing is still that. When that belief is not there, you could say, yeah, it's lost. Then it's suddenly like, oh no, it's just new. That doesn't mean that it's new in the sense that, oh, now it's broken and now it's not broken or things like that. That's something else. It's I can't explain. It's just new. There's nothing the same. It's just new. And how can I explain that? There's only like, oh, suddenly it's like, it's a wonder. It's just, oh, and then it's seen as new. But how can you explain that? There's no time, so there's nothing before, there's nothing after. There's just this, but it's not like something you can explain of like an experience. It's the loss of all those beliefs which makes everything more solid and real and tomorrow and time. And then suddenly that isn't there, and then it's seen like, oh, but oh, it's just an appearance, and it's new. And how can you say that to somebody? It's new, because we think new is like you buy something and then it's new or something like that. Or in the spring there are new leaves. That's new.
Yeah.
Well, it's I can't. It's a wonder. It's like, oh, and it's seeing for the first time. But how can you explain? I can only say that it's you. Yeah. Does it mean it's fresh and young and all that? Because that's what we also can think, like fresh, long, young leaves. I don't see that freshness. It's not in that sense new. It's new in the way that it wasn't there before, and now, oh, but you can't imagine that. You can't do that. It's a loss of the belief that everything is solid and still there. It's the other way around. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, because sometimes I see when I'm walking a crack in the street, and sometimes it's still it's new. I don't remember it. It's like it's there. It's there's something.
Yeah.
No, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's difficult to explain. It's sudden like, oh, hey, that's new. And how can you explain that? That's
Yeah.
because we are so used to talking, yeah, the normal language about, yeah, of course, it was yesterday, it was there too. What are you talking about? You can't say that to everybody because no, but it's can be suddenly like, oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a wonder.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Mm. There's a chat. My colleagues are thinking that they are there and telling stories about past relationships. Yeah, can happen. So what? can be talking in stories. What's wrong with that? Then that's what's happening. So there's nothing happening. So they can be talking in story, apparently. So then that's what's happening. So what? There's no right or wrong. This is not about this is the truth or something. That it's just a describing of it's everything. It's everything. Doesn't matter what it is. It's everything. There's no one. There's no one. There's energy. That's it. It's an appearance of energy. It's energy. So nothing is happening, and there seems appearances of all for bodies talking. Yeah, can happen. It's another chat. It seems that this body is reacting very fast on the story. Can be there. Yeah. Story seems really like important or meaningful or awful or nice. Yeah. Doesn't matter also. Then there's a response on that. Yeah. So it's going nowhere. There's nothing happening. There's no one. This is just a response. So they can also be drinking coffee or a response or nothing matters. Nothing matters because it's everything. So it doesn't matter. Whatever happens, it's it. Responding or maybe thinking and a lot of thoughts coming. Then there are a lot of thoughts, yeah? So what? That's it. There's no one. So this is not about a story of someone and trying to get a better life or something like that. There is no better life. There's no life of somebody. This meeting is going nowhere. Doesn't help or there's not seeing someone. There is no one. There's no me, no you. Me doesn't want this, hearing this, or you don't want this because it wants to be busy or being busy with how can I do this or whatever that. It's already this. So whatever happens is it. Doesn't matter what it is. So there's another chat. Even though there's nobody, there seems to be apparent change of behavior when an apparent person is exposed to certain experiences or new information. For example, learning about how to communicate with others. But there's no one doing the learning. It's just happening, I suppose. Yeah, it seems like you're learning because we think there's time. So there's something here and there's before. But there's no one doing that. There seems to be a process or something going better, more communicating or so, because we're always busy with there was something before and we compare what the remembering of what was there before and then there's a comparing, so now it's going much better. It's a story, but it's really convenient like that there's a story because that gives like a little bit of hope and thinking, there's still something going on and maybe someday it will be even more. And it's not me doing it, but it's still happening and it's going like that. It's a story. There's no story. There's no me. There's no development. It's new. What I told before, it's new. And we think, before I was like this and now I'm like this. There's no time. There's no before. When there's talking in time and seeing like that, there seems to be learning and maybe there's not someone inside, but it's still that story. When there's separation, there's living in the story and it seems real, or maybe there's not someone inside, but there's still that body and that's going on. There's no time. It's an appearance also. It's new. There's nothing happening. There's no story. That's a killer because the whole thing is about living in the story, living my life. Maybe there's no me, but still living that life with this body, saying that. No, the body is also an appearance. It's not always there. Nothing is always. It's an appearance. There may be a face. It seems like there's a Rose or somebody else. No, that's what is. It's an embodied belief that everything is real and solid, and maybe it's energy, but still it's an real appearance. Or me is making everything from it to escape what is being said here. It's death. So me doesn't want to hear everything. It's making something else of what's going on here, because that makes it going able to go on with that what's looking for. And maybe there's someday there will be something else, and there's something maybe changing, and it's already a little bit. No, there's nothing happening. It's already this. There's nothing to change that can be changed. There seems to be change in the story. It's new. There's only this. And this is moving ahead. That's it. No story, no me, no development. Woo. But that's the freedom. That's freedom. It's going nowhere. It's everything. God, that's amazing. That's everything already. Just what it is. Feelings for no one.
Hello, Roes.
Hi, hi.
Hi. When you say it's new, I realize I'm trying to see it's new. So there's nobody who sees it's new. So who is seeing it's new? There's nobody to see it's new.
No.
No.
No, it's not. But there's never someone who sees. It's just seeing.
Seeing.
And that's describing. That's new. It's just not thinking that when there's some, because you can't think that all the time. It's just when there's asking that question, there's suddenly like, yeah, it's a wonder. It's a oh. No, not always, not with everything all the time, but it's somewhere underneath. There's a wonder. Well, it's amazing. It's just amazing what's going on. It's just wow. And it doesn't matter what it is. And it seems like, oh, but I saw that flower yesterday. So what is the difference? It's new. It's just even there's no yesterday. So we are so into like, oh, there's yesterday. So today is it again. There's no yesterday. Where's that? There's that's so holding on. That's what me does. It feels safe to have time and yesterday, and then we know knowing is a part of that. So we know what's going on, and we feel safe about that. So everything around me is every day the same. So that feels also a bit safe. So I'm not a threat. But in a way, it's also a bit like this. It's there's something. So they're starting a search because it's not satisfying, or something seems to be missing, or not right, or and it doesn't. And when there's an individual, you don't know what exactly it is. So you think like, why is that I have that? Maybe it's because of, and then you think about there's coming up something, and then it's trying to change that, and think because we believe in free will, there's trying to do that or go to somebody, or so that belief is so. How do you say that? So uh, every time it's and for no. How do you say that? Again and again and again. It's filled. It's nourished. It's give energy like that. So it's every time it needs to be nourished. Now you're giving energy. So when there's nothing going on, like in these meetings or somewhere else, there's no feeding of that story or of that belief, then that belief falls apart because it's not feeded. It's just a belief that that needs to be contained, or how do you say that in English? And then it suddenly everything falls apart when it's not maintained. That's it. And then it falls apart. And then so it's very, very tiring to go on with that. But it's so normal. So that's the normal way. It's just so embodied, so it goes by itself too, of course. But it's not I'm seeing it. I can't say how it is. Yeah. It's just I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. This is about loss. It's not that you can make it happen, or things like try or let it go or anything. This is about loss, and that makes it also a threat, because that's the loss of all those beliefs, which seems that makes your life work, or the control of what is happening. So it's the loss of all those beliefs that gives your life like feeling of safety, or I'm there and it's going well and all that. And then suddenly that it's the threat of all that I'm existing and I'm there, and how can I deal with that and all that. And that gives like kind of tension in the body, so it feels like I'm there. And then And it's about nothing going on. Nothing is going on. So there's no confirming that there's someone, or there's someone somewhere to go, or something to learn. It's completely not seeing someone, not seeing that there's someone. Oh, that's something else. It's not about you. It's not about me. Ha! There's no you. There's no me. There's no free will. There's just chair. So it's also not about your life and about how can we make that more comfortable or more freedom or anything. There's no you. There's a chat. There's no you. There's tension in the body. So there can be tension in the body. It's not even in the body. It's tension somewhere in space. Oh. It's somewhere tension, a sensation can be there. Not even in the body. The body isn't real. The body is also it's energy. It's not always there. So there's sensation somewhere. We think it's in our body. No, it's not. It's just somewhere. And there's a belief it's in the body, not maybe my body, but the body. Then we say, okay, there's no me. This is the body. It's not even that. It's an appearance. So that there can be a sensation, and that's looking, and then there's a wall. So it's not about you or anyone. Life isn't about you or me. It's energetic. It's just chairs and appearance of everything. No you, no me. And there's another chat. There appears to be planning to go out cycling in the nice weather, for example. Is that not wanting a better experiences in future? No. There's just biking. There can be biking or planning biking, and maybe it's happening or not happening. I don't know. It can be planning or writing down or saying, "Oh, I want to bike," and then saying, "Oh, tomorrow we can do that." There's writing down something, and that's it. And it seems like the next day, but there's no next day. And then it's suddenly like, "Oh, biking. Oh yeah, that's you." It's just, oh yeah, we're biking. It's, yeah, I can't tell you, but there's no time. There can be a remembering, maybe not. We call it forgetting. It's not forgetting, it's just new. Of just, it's new. Not just, it's new. Oh, biking. Or whatever. Oh, biking. And also, I don't know. It's everything. It's not something nice or has nothing to do with nice or awful. That's part of the me story. It's about nice and awful and what do I want and this is better, and there's no better. There's no awful or nice. There's what's happening. That's completely something else. It's just that. Can be any feeling or pain or a tree. Another one. Thank you, Rose. Lovely to be with you again. Oh. Hope to see you next time too, but I'm leaving now. With love. Okay. Bye. In New Zealand. Mm. We think we have a free will and choice. And we are there and there will be free will and choice, or they can be thinking like, oh my God, I don't want to cook today. Oh my God. And I see everything. No, I don't like. And then 5 minutes later you start, and then there's cooking sometime. So there's no one. It's just what's happening. And because we think in time, it seems like there's a story. There's another chat. If I'm honest, then I would love to get rid of that heaviness in my legs. But that me is always wanting something else. That's me. Part of that's me. Me is wanting something else. This can't be it. I want something else. I want something better. So there's always that you don't want to hear this message. You don't want to hear this, not this message, but you don't want to hear this because this is saying it's everything. And me or you thinks like, oh, there's something in it, maybe it's energetic that will go on and then makes my life more comfortable or more free, or there's something, maybe there's nothing I can do, but it's maybe in the meeting there's something happening which helps for something, and there's no help, there's nothing to get. This is already everything, it's what it is. So there's nowhere to go. There's no hope. This is it. That what's apparently is happening, heaviness, tears, trees. It's not about you. There's no you. It's not about me. There's no me. There's nothing. This is nothing appearing as everything, bodies, faces. That's it. Going nowhere. It's just what is, and that's faces. So yeah, faces. No meaning. It's what it is. And it's already what it is. So that's the freedom because it's everything. It's everything. There's nothing that isn't it. It's the only thing there is. Unconditional love. That's the unconditional love. It's everything. There's nothing what is not life or energy or how you call it. It's everything. Nothing to look for. The looking is already that everything. So you can't miss it. It's already that. But we think it's something. We are something, so we're looking for something in the story, like a nice feeling, because this is not nice. I want something. And that it's a misunderstanding, but it's so embodied belief that there's something wrong with whatever is going on, like heavy or I don't feel happy or anything like that. It's not about you. There's no you. The body isn't real. It's an appearance. Everything is an appearance. There's nothing happening. That's the freedom. It's already what is for no one. And it's not, there's no one here. There's no one here in this body. So it's it's worse than that. You could say that because there's no Rose. That this is just a face, and there's talking. That's it. Nothing more than that. That's it. Life isn't about Rose or about anybody. Life is sharing, sitting, emotion, emotions of laughing. It's already complete.
Hello, Rose.
Hi.
Hi. So I realized that I have a story about that body, and I want that story to be true, to exist, and I want to tell somebody to that story. So if that story don't exist, it's like falling in the. It's there's it won't. My life won't have. There will be no meaning then. So it's important. I realize it's important that story exists because if I if it's not existing, that story, what will exist? It will be nothing. So I don't know how to tell you.
Yeah, but it is nothing. Well, that's like, oh my God, where am I? Where I'm. Oh, you can't say it even anymore. Like, oh my God, what's going on then?
That's
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's it. That's wow. Like you're trying to hold it together or confirming or anything, and not hear this really. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm,
Uh,
wow.
it's funny. It's so funny.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah. Mm,
Mm.
yeah. Oh, there's another one. Hi, Rose. Thank you for the beautiful intro. If if there's no experience, there is no awareness of anything. Is there awareness of this meeting happening, of speaking, of listening? No, there's no awareness. No. There's no awareness. There's just what's happening. So that's lost. Awareness is part of the whole me construct, or looking at yourself, or to deal with everything. It's a part. So it's two. Yeah. No, there's no awareness of speaking. There's just speaking. It just comes out. Of not comes out. It's just speaking. Like there, like of it's everywhere like that. It's just like that. What we think, oh, I am speaking and this is me doing that, and there's always somebody look. That's separation. There's separation and there's awareness, looking at yourself and seeing, being busy with what's going on, trying to deal with it because it seems like, oh, I'm here, the world is here, I have to deal with that. How can I do it? All that. There's no world, there's no me. Oh, this what's happening? Yeah, was all it. It already was like that. So there's no insight or something like that. It's in the story. When you talk in the story, then you could say like it's a loss of all beliefs and concepts and like that. It's me, like that is me. That whole construct can be lost, but it's not really a loss because it wasn't already real. It wasn't real. So there's nothing lost. So it's suddenly like, oh, oh, it was, it's just this. Oh, wow. And there's this speaking or not, you could say in the story, not being busy with anything, because there's no free will or choice. There can be like, oh, I don't want this. Of course, there can be a thinking like yesterday I had that. There can be talking in the story, saying there's yesterday, of all that. Like, oh, I didn't want to cook, and I saw everything on the so lying there, and I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. And then a few minutes later, there was cutting all that and nothing thinking about anything, just doing. But it's not only here, it's everywhere. We think we do it, we decide. No, there's no one deciding already. There's no control already. There's only what's happening, apparently, already. How do you pronounce your name in Dutch? Is it house? No! House? Come on. It's also Roes. It's not Rose, but Roos. And in the whole name is Rozemarijn. But that's really Dutch. That ein, most people cannot pronounce it. But
Maybe they mean the last name.
oh, my last name. Oh, Roes. Roes.
Roes.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Did you grow up in Amsterdam?
Yeah, this in Amsterdam. Yeah.
But did you grew up in Amsterdam?
Oh, I grew up. No, I didn't grow up in Amsterdam. I was in different cities. I lived. Yeah.
I have another question.
Okay.
There seems to be a trying to get back what was lost. I don't mean like wholeness, although maybe that's what it is, but I had, some things in my life and I lost them. And there's just this seeking to try to get that back or at least have peace. But there's nothing I can do about that, right? It's just going to happen until it stops happening.
And there's no one also. Then the belief that there's someone, there's always a feeling of something missing. And that can be, we think that's missing in the story. So we think it's about something in the past or something like freedom or a person or anything. It will all be something because there's a feeling, there's something, something like that, or it's not good enough, or dissatisfaction, or missing, or something like that.
Sometimes
And that's part of that whole separation. Yeah.
it can be really clear sometimes that it's not, that's just sort of added afterwards, that there's just actually a feeling. And then there's this thing that comes on that says, oh, like this is why, and this what would change it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
It's so annoying. Okay, thanks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Was there any moment in your life when there was regret of the sense of me collapsing? When it was on the verge of collapsing, but not totally vanished? Or when it was, oh, when it was not completely finished, but there were some moments of, how do you say, some glimpses. It's difficult to understand. What was there any moment in your life when there was a regret for the sense of me collapsing? When it was on the verge of collapsing, but not totally vanished. But no, regret is, there's no regret. That's just what's happening. So there can be a feeling, but it's more like, yeah, all those, some feelings are, you don't even know what it is. That's some woo or something. Some like emotions can be there. Well, regret is more like thinking about, oh, what was that? Oh, it's it. No, that is part of the me story. So when there was me going on in that story of Rose, there was of course there was a regret or responsibility or anything what was going on. But that it's part of the me story. Regret is looking at yourself and thinking about things and being busy with what's going on. No, there's no regret. There's also no life of Rose. That's just what's happening. It's completely lost. There's no Rose. There's nothing. There's just it's not only here. It's everywhere. There's just nothing. And there seems to be a body. Well, yeah, that's not a body that has a life. No, just maybe a face or a body or tables. It's not about Rose. Nothing is about Rose or you or me. That's a construct of human that seems like, oh, this body, I am in that, and this is my life with the world, and everything is going on, and it's a dream. It's not a dream. It's real, and we have to do it. And there's something gone really wrong. A lot of religions about yeah, you have to make it right or things like that, or there's something gone wrong and we can make it right. So there would be, when you do the right thing, it will be okay, or things like that. It's completely that's the story of me is about that. It's about there's something wrong and I will make it right in myself, in the world, in my behavior, and it's always colored by that separation. So, and then there's a tool like, oh, I can look at myself and I can look at the world, and being busy, a lot of thoughts seems to help to do that, or free will, like feels like I have the power to change things because this is not it. It's always something. It doesn't matter what it is. It's never enough. And there's just this. It's just this. God, it's just this. It's just what's going on. It's just moving a hand. It's that simple. It has nothing to do with Rose or with anyone, with an individual. It's just that what's apparently is happening. There's nothing real. There's nothing happening. And it seems like everything has a meaning. Nothing has any meaning. It's just what it is. Trees. That's it. No meaning. It's going nowhere. It's just is. And saying it's new, it's just, there's nothing special about that. It seems special, but it's just new. It's just the wonder of what's happening. It's just God. It's amazing what's going on. And it's not special. It's not amazing. Wow, that's so special. No, it's that glass of tea. God, that's wow. I'm not saying that, but just that tea. It's just that. It's just amazing. And it doesn't matter what it is. It can be trash. That sun. Oh, it's just that. It's just that. And it doesn't mean it's the wonder very strong all time. But it's a, how do you say, it's small and tiny. But it's a wonder. It's wondering. It's just that. It's just that's life. It's not Rose wondering. It's that life is like is that, and that's it's an it's a joy. Life is joy. It's joy. It's subtle. Doesn't mean that it's in that. It can be irritation, but that's you can't even say it. The irritation is aliveness. You could maybe is that a better word? It's aliveness. That's it. It doesn't mean it's not nice or it's awful. It's alive, and it's that feeling. It's that cupboard or tea or a feeling, but it's alive. It doesn't matter what it is. It's everything. Oh my God, I can shout it. It's just so amazing. It's just that flower and it's going down. It's just a flower that here's a flower who is already like that. Well, that's it. That's it. Of course, it's that. It doesn't matter what it is. And it can be also like, it's like taste. It can be, oh, look at little babies. It's everything. It's not being busy with, oh, I want this is better. No, it's everything. Oh, you see the face is going and the wonder of what's going on. That's life. It's already that. And it's already everything. So there's no need to look at it or look for it. It's the sitting is already it. The moving the hand, that's it. It's nothing really different. There's nothing different as what's going on. It's already that what's happening, the face or table. That's it. It's everything for no one. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh, it's
Thank you.
already it's not yet finished. Yeah. Oh wow. God. Oh.